What's happening? And welcome back to another episode of the Account for Life podcast. This is Jay Bonner, healthy accountant, helping you to account for your life. Today on the podcast, I'm going to talk about three problems that many of us have, deal with, struggle with, just that causes so much confusion. And literally, this confusion just kind of makes it so that we don't actually get what we want in those areas. And these are three specific areas that everybody is looking to accelerate, looking to be great in, looking to have all the benefits in. And I'm going to share with you these three things. You're going to be like, okay, these are all the things that I want, but why am I so confused? That's what we're going to unpack today. So before we do that, just want to, just welcome you to this episode. If you're watching on YouTube, and you've landed on this channel for the first time, or you're, the next time, or the second time, or the third time, please be sure to subscribe and like this post. One, if you like what you're hearing, and and two, if you are the kind of person who may be faith driven, you're looking to clear the confusion of things that's happening in your life and your business, then definitely feel free to come back to this channel and watch the videos that are here. They're short. When I say short, they're 20 minutes, mostly some a little bit long, maybe a little bit longer, but not usually longer than 25 minutes. So you can watch our videos and you can pretty much digest them and get an inspiration from them, get inspiration, motivation, so you can start doing the things that you desire in your life. And if you're watching on another platform, listening on another platform, please be sure to subscribe and, click the notification icon so you can be notified anytime any of these videos are being uploaded to these platforms. All right, let's get into this. These are three problems that cause some of the biggest confusion in people's lives. I'm just going to tell you what they are and then I'll break them down. Health, wealth, and relationships. These are the three areas of life that causes the most confusion on the planet: health, wealth, and relationships. Let's jump into the health. I'm the healthy accountant, helping you to account your life. So the thing about health is that many of us, we know what good health would look like for us. Everybody has an idea of what good health looks like for them. But when I say that, it doesn't really mean that we're all choosing a diet, we're choosing this, this specific thing that we're going to eat or this particular thing we're going to drink. No. We all have an understanding of what it looks like. We could look at our plates, we could look at the things that we eat and say, you know what, I probably shouldn't eat that, or I should eat more of this. So we're all built to know exactly what we need. Come on now. Look, go back to yesterday, the last 7 days. And I want you to look over the food that you were eating and then say to yourself, are these things that I'm eating promoting the best health possible for me? It has nothing to do with anybody else. It has nothing to do with, kind of like taking the mindset of someone else. This is your own mindset. When you look at what you ate, when you look at what you did or didn't do in your health, ask yourself, are these things helping me to live my healthy life? And if you say no to anything, then you say, well, then that means that's a clue. It doesn't, see, what it means is you've got to remove and then you got to remove and then you have to add. Remove something that's not helping you, and you got to add something that will. I remember back in some years ago, it's probably like in the early 2000s. This is when I first started drinking water. I didn't drink water. I didn't really like water. And I remember drinking water. I remember starting to pull away from the sodas and all the sugary drinks and the juices. I just started pulling away until I get to the point where I don't hardly drink any juice. I mean, every now and then, right? But like, I don't drink juice. Like, that's not even something that I want to drink for the most part. I don't care what kind of juice. I don't care if it's natural juice. I just don't really drink juice. Soda, I pulled soda off the table. I stopped buying soda. And I started drinking water. Now, here's the thing. How did it help? Well, it at least removed See, at the end of the day, it removes. See, sometimes you do something and you don't know what, you don't always see the results that you want, especially immediately. Most people won't. I just was like, I don't care what the results really are per se. I just know that one, if I take off all the sugar, if I remove the sugar from my life, then that'll probably help. So that was one of the first things I did in my health. And that was before I was a healthy accountant. That was before I was really focused on being healthy. I just said, I'm going to remove those things. And, here's the thing. I still ate whatever I wanted. Still ate fast food. I still ate all kinds of stuff, right? But then you take it a step further, say, well, so that means, certain foods I probably shouldn't eat. Then I just start looking at all the foods that I was eating, looking at all the foods that like this month of July of 2024, as this is airing, I decided to, like, anything that had sugar in it, I didn't want to eat it. Anything that had sugar in it, like there might have been a couple of things that had some sugar in it that I couldn't control. Meaning, I was at a funeral. They made some food for us, the family, because we lost a loved one, and I didn't want the food, but I ate some of the food because of the effort behind it. So, they had some sweet sauce on something that I kind of ate, but it's what it is. But for the most part, this whole month so far, it's July 26th, I haven't, it was no sugar, like even no fruit. Wasn't eating fruit, not eating cookies, not eating candy, not eating cakes, nothing with sugar in it. Now, here's what I did do. And I thought I thought this was going to help me, but I realized it wasn't good. I said, you know what? When I do get a craving, I'm going to drink a diet soda. And my diet soda of choice was Diet Pepsi. I know it's not necessarily great. I said, let me do it. And so this month, I've been drinking these Diet Pepsis. Here's what happened. I said, something's not right. Something's not right. And I said, you know what? I'm not drinking this Diet Pepsi. I said, because what's in the Diet Pepsi? Here's what's in the Diet Pepsi. Oh, they didn't put sugar in it, but they sure put something else in it that makes it sweet. Aspartame. Aspartame could potentially cause cancer, and, could cause inflammation in your body. And that was something that I felt like I might have had as a result. I started having some inflammation, especially in my knees. That's usually when my inflammation shows up, where I can feel it. My knee, my left knee particularly. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to drink any more of those. And here's what I replaced it with. Club soda. Club soda is what I replaced it with. I squeezed a little lime on it, and it's like, it's not even sweet. Right? It's not sweet. But here's what it did. It gave me the feeling of a soda, something that in my mind, is helping me with sweets. So think about all the confusion around health. And I'm just talking to you about stuff that I'm doing, but imagine what you're doing. So health is very confusing. Okay. And so we're going to move away from health really quick because you get the idea, because you got to exercise, you got to eat right. All those things, we know what to do. You don't need a diet. You don't need a diet. What you need is to audit your own life. Account for your life. You see what I'm saying? Like, just look at your plate and say, if I look at the food, is that food going to remove what I don't want? Because there's so much confusion around food. Scary. Then we'll get into relationships, and we'll end with finances and wealth. Relationships, right? The confusion. Oh man, relationship is tough, man. Relationships. This is probably the hardest one, because relationships is kind of like your opinion and my opinion. Sometimes with your opinion and my opinion, because we don't agree. Think about this. Because we don't agree, all of a sudden we don't like each other. Because we don't agree, we don't like each other. No. See, that's the confusion part. Because I don't agree doesn't mean I don't like you. It just means we don't agree. It means we have two different ideas around the same topic. And this is what causes relationships to fall apart, especially like marital relationships, any kind of relationship of husband and wife and man and woman. Just the ideas around what you think and what I think could cause a relationship to fall apart. And I'm like, no. Like, relationship just means that we can relate on at least one level. Now, here's the thing. We will not relate on all levels. If we relate on all levels, then what happens is They say that's not always healthy to just have people around you that you relate to. Because if you only because when you get around people you don't have 100% relation with, then what happens is you then it's that friction of, I don't like you because you're not like me. It's kind of like the colors of skin. Because oh, that person is black, this person is white, this person is this particular culture and that culture. Great, you look great. I love the fact that you're different. But here's what was interesting. Black and white, if you were to look at the color of people, there's no actual white. A person that they say is, if you put white against a person that they say is white, it's really not white. It's still color. It's just lighter. It's a lighter. They don't have as much melanin as I do, and as the darkest of darks have. You know what I'm saying? So there are some black people that are black. You have some of those, but that's the extreme. So we have an extreme. It's just that, who cares? These relationships are here so we can see the differences between us, so we can use the differences to elevate everybody. But these problems persist even right now, especially in our country. It's all the political unrest, all the differences in the political parties that causes division amongst the people, when we should be trying to figure out how to work together, not how not to work together. It's just that it's coming from the top that there's a divide. And then because it's coming from the top that there's a divide, then there's a divide amongst everybody. Relationships and the problems that cause so much confusion. Wealth and finances. Wealth and finances. I've been talking about finances, and I'm definitely going to get back to that topic here next week. Why is it that finances is the hardest part of it? It's the hardest one, I think. I mean, I did say relationships could be too, but finances is the hardest one because everybody's working on it full time. Everyone's working on their finances full time, and yet most of us are not where we'd like to be. And so why is there so much confusion in this area? Because we've been sold, told, shared, educated, colonized on a way to do something that's not actually the way to do it. If you were looking to solve your financial issues, you would have to go at them head on. This is something I heard this morning, as I was, coming into the day and, listening for a word, and it says, go head on. Go into the problem. The problem is the solution. The problem is the solution. Whatever problem you have, that is the solution. Solve it. Solve that problem, but go at it. And most of the time, we don't go at the problem. What we do is we say, well, if I could just get a little bit more. That doesn't really solve the problem, because it just gets you just a little bit. I'm not saying a little bit doesn't work. What I'm saying is that we got to go after a bigger problem then. So it's kind of like, instead of taking care of myself, how could I take care of 1,000 families? How could my life take care of 1,000 families? How could my life help 10,000 people, 10,000 families? Think about that. Your life helping tens of thousands of people so they can do it, so they can have it. That's not what we learn how to do, though. You learn how to get your own, and to keep your own, and to keep your own away from. It's like in the corporate world, they don't want you talking about how much money you make. If I got a job in the corporate world, you're not supposed. It's like taboo to talk about, hey man, they're paying me $70,000 a year. How much they paying you? Right? We could be in the same department. Say, well, they paying you 70. They only paying me 50. But we got the same job title. How they paying you 70 and they paying me 50? See, that's because they don't want people to have that conversation around money. So when you think about it, it's every man or woman for themselves. And because it's every man or woman for themselves, the problems persist. Today, I'm not here to give you any solutions, to be honest. I'm just here to talk about the problems because really it's not until we understand the problems, it's not until we decide that we're going to go head first into the problem. Because technically that's the solution, but we're not really going there. But what we're just realizing is that look at my life and look at the problems. Look at my life and look at all the opportunities around me. And then what should I be focused on? I was having a conversation with someone recently. And what I realized is focus was their biggest problem. They were not focused on what they should be focused on. They were focused on all the distractions around them. And this is many of us, me included. I've been focused on all the distractions around me. And those distractions could potentially lead you to destruction. Those distractions it's kind of like, hey, I got a financial problem. But my financial problem is here, but I'm looking over here at all the other things that are the symptoms of the problem, but I'm not looking at the problem. I should be looking at the problem and saying, this problem, you don't got a chance because I have something that will beat that. What do I have? What do you have that can beat your problems? Here's what the word of God says. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. We have faith, which is the expectation that anything that we hope for, we can stand on it and we can trample it down and we can make it subdue to us because we have a faith. We have an expectation that the hope that we have is absolutely real. So to wrap this up today, if you have health challenges, if you have relationship challenges, if you have financial or wealth challenges, which wealth is everything, but we're just going to say financial. If you have financial challenges, the key is to isolate the problem, know exactly what problem you are looking to solve, and only spend time on solving that problem. That's the way that we can look at these problems that cause so much confusion and get super focused. We can understand exactly how to use our faith so that we can be fulfilled, so that our lives are filled with prosperity and good success. God is so good today. And I'm hoping that you got value from this program. And if you did, make sure you click the notification icon, let somebody know about this podcast. Let somebody know Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant, is here to help people like you to account for their life, account for their business, so that you can get to where it is that you would like to go. All right, guys, I appreciate you for joining me, and I will look to see you on the next episode. Peace.
This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.